what's up, YouTube?
What's up, guys? Wow, we're in here. Come on. Here.
Okay.
This is a big moment for all of us.
Welcome to today's video. So today's video is we are here, Kansas City, and first week down, or 6th week down.
6 weeks.
And I just want to ask them some questions, and we're just going to share like what the Lord's done this past week. And I just want to talk to you guys about what it looks like to, well, so this is our site director, and so
Salutations, what's up?
he'll lead like all of us, and then they will lead like their campers, so that since they're counselors, so like as people leading like in gospel like community, what does it look like to like daily like walk out and like proclaim God's truth, but then also like sharing that and like doing that in a place where like others will be able to like see that and like follow in that as well.
Yeah, it's a crazy weight. I think of a lot of times I think of the woman at the well, where a lot of it is your personal interaction with Jesus, and because of that you have no other option but to tell everybody. Like if you truly love them, if you truly care for all people, then you share what they have is living water, as she did. Because of her personal life transformation, she has, I have no other choice but to proclaim this good news to everybody I meet. So that's kind of why I had to think through it in my mindset. Yeah, so that's what I would say.
Yeah. What do y'all have like a practical thing that you maybe do and say throughout your day?
Yeah, that's great.
I think one thing that I learned last week was we always say we'll see what the Lord has in answer to our campers' questions. And one time I was talking about how I didn't know what I was going to do like after college. I don't remember how this conversation came up or whatever. And my camper goes, we'll see what the God has. That was an encouragement from like my 10-year-old camper. That he's in control of my life just like he's in control of these campers' lives.
Yeah, I think it's a beautiful reminder, like the campers, like how they interact with us and how we interact with them. Like it's almost like an example of how we are with God. And a lot of times, I remember, this was last summer, but I had a camper who would always ask why for everything that we did. She was always like, why?
Yeah.
And at the end of camp, I was so frustrated. And I was telling one of my co's, like, oh man, like she just keeps asking me why. And all of a sudden I just stopped and thought about it. And I was like, man, this is exactly how I am with God.
Yeah.
And I think that like one of the things that keeps me going and sharing the gospel with these campers is just because it's like a reminder of who we are and who God is towards us. And we're so undeserving, yet he loves us so much and he loves us unconditionally.
Yeah, I think one of the things is I didn't realize like how much my campers like would follow my lead and like listen to everything that I said.
Yeah.
And like they really like I just like shared with them how like I was like just like really trusting that like God has me here and where he has us like for a reason. We're all in the same cabin, and they just like really delighted that. They're like, yay, like thank you God for that. And like at the end of the day, like one of them stood up and like on stage, she like shared like God's will is like the best, and like the whatever his plan is like what we're walking. She said something shorter, but it was still super
That's
great.
Awesome,
And so and practically like how do y'all it's like for new believers or like new campers like coming to declare their walk with Jesus, like how do you like distinguish like separating them like from the rest of the group and like really talking into that conversation, or how do you like initiate that, or does that make sense?
No, I remember one of my campers when I was the counselor back in the day, summer staffer. He gave his life to the Lord, and a real practical thing now is you just talk to him about how you are a new creation. But even in that, it's a journey. It's not you're a new creation, then everything you do after that is perfect.
Yeah.
But you just remind them of like, okay, because you're a child of God, because you have this, and you list out promises God has for us, then out of that, then this is how we should act. And it's more of like that teaching out of that aspect of it, because it's as even in my personal journey, how sad would it be if I gave my life to the Lord and everybody expected me to be perfect, and I like will feel bad about that. Not only that, but I will also feel like I did not really truly give my life to the Lord. So it's understanding that it's patience in the process and walking them through that. So that's usually what I do.
Yeah. It's like you come to the Lord, but then also it's like continually like coming to the Lord and all of that.
Yeah. That's what I'll say.
Do you have anything to add?
I would agree with what he said. It's just being intentional and speaking truth over your campers and over people. and making sure that they understand what it means to be a follower of Christ, because who are we to determine like who knows the Lord and who doesn't? But we are there to lead them and to plant seeds. That's what we're called to do. So in my opinion, like, be faithful in that and plant the seeds that he's called you to do, or called you to plant, and go from there, and he's faithful. So.
Exactly. One of the things that I really enjoyed or have enjoyed is that, like, I asked the cabin, like, if anyone has already given their life to Christ and if they would like to share why. And that usually opens a conversation, and it's really awesome to see, like, campers who are 6, 8, or 12, you know, just like share why they give their lives to Christ. And it really like inspires me, and it really inspires the other campers to like see that like someone their age can like live for God, you know, and not just that it's not just adults or like the older generation, but it's someone like them. So.
Yeah, for sure. Like personal testimonies have huge power, and like no matter like what your age and everything. But thank y'all so much for watching this video. Thank y'all so much for being in it. I love what y'all had to say. And we'll talk to y'all later. Don't forget to subscribe for next week's video. I'm going to be posting weekly updates and random videos. Next video will be featuring slime. So I love you guys so much. Okay, bye.